To start, can you tell me a little bit about the dog park that is opening up in Marshfield and what exactly is being voted on this Monday?
Yeah, of course. So there's three articles in particular that are being voted on. So it's Article 9, Article 12, and then Article 15, Item 8. And basically, Article 9 is going to give the selectmen the authority to work with the Stanton Foundation in order to get a grant, and then also to kind of combine multiple parcels into one to create the dog park. And then basically, Article 12 is accepting the donation of a parcel of land. And then Article 8 is a CPC line item to help us meet our 10% match for the grant, and then to take on any unforeseen soft costs that might come up during the construction process.
Got you. So for the dog park in particular, what are some of the features or your plans for what it'll look like?
Yeah, so we're going to have it divided into an area for small dogs and then an area for large dogs as well. So that seems to be the feature of most parks that have been built with these grants. So it's going to be a totally fenced in area, so it'll be a safe, secure location for folks to take their dogs to exercise off leash.
Wow, that's cool. So over the years, this process has had a few setbacks. So with this time around, progress actually being made and hopefully the voting moving forward on Monday, how are you feeling moving forward with this project?
We're thrilled. We've had every single piece lined up for several years now. It's just been the biggest hurdle has been finding a location. It seemed like every time we thought we found a suitable parcel of land, there was either a restriction that was filed or some sort of restriction discovered at the last minute that was not discovered earlier in the process. So actually making it to the floor of town meeting has been a huge step. And I think ultimately we ended up in the right place and we have a really good location for the park.
That's great. That can be definitely tough trying to find a location for such a, big piece of land. So with everything moving forward, when can we expect construction to begin?
I would say probably from beginning to end, once the project gets approved at town meeting, between, process for the grant, getting approval, and then, just construction and all this other stuff going on. Just to be conservative, it would probably take somewhere in the window of 18 to 24 months to break ground and open the dog park to keep it safe. Where the park is going, it's on Commerce Way, so you can actually access it from both ends of town. There's two different entry points. So you can either, pass Roach Brothers, pass the Boys and Girls Club on the right-hand side, take the bend up the road, up Commerce Way. And basically you'll see right now is some cleared land, a huge mountain of dirt that can be used to kind of level and grade the park later on. You can also get to it if you come from the other end of town and go down Enterprise Drive, past the Stellwagen Brewery, and then take a left onto Commerce Way.
What do you think? You mentioned earlier, we were talking about the setbacks that this has had, but what do you think was the biggest challenge in the process for getting approved for this?
Yeah, definitely the biggest challenge was finding land, right?
Yeah.
Because depending on the location, right, you have the NIMBY factor, not in my backyard. So thankfully this location, it's not near any residences. So that's a big plus. And it's just been hard because most of the land that can be developed in Marshfield towards this end has already been snatched up, right? It's been developed into something or it's privately owned. So it's been really difficult finding a suitable location to put the park. So I mean, we have the nonprofit lined up to privately maintain the park year round. We have some funding there. We think we have a good structure in place to kind of hit the ground running if we get the approval from town meeting for the park. So, I mean, we've had, 3 or 4 different locations over the years that for one reason or another fallen through at the last minute. So just finding the land's been tough because to get the grant, it has to be publicly owned town land because they want it to be a public park. So, even if somebody has a private parcel that they wanted to give for a dog park, it has to be donated to the town. It has to be a public park. So, I mean, that's just been the biggest hurdle. It's been the one thing holding us up all this time. So we're just thrilled because we think we finally have a good location. And, I don't think there'll be too many objections to it because it is in a really good spot.